and bad damaged. That was probably doing about 50. That's enough, and it was a hard hit, and you can see by the damage. Oh boy. Well, it is what it is. We're going to talk to Willie Waffle coming up in a little bit. I watched a really good extended preview of the Bruce Springsteen movie that's going to be coming out, the biopic.
Oh yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. And then I went down the rabbit hole. I think it looks pretty good. The rabbit hole. I was there in '85 for the Born in the USA tour. That was 2 nights at the Dome sold out.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was huge. And then back, it might have been '92, I was at that show. That's when Springsteen was doing a little more of the laid-back stuff. He was trying to move away from the pop charts and get back to more of his rock roots.
Okay.
And you were getting stuff that was it was not as mainstream. But I was there for that show too, at the Dome, and it might have been at one out in Albany too. So I think I've seen him like 3 times. This movie, I'm really looking forward to. I did not see him at Vernon Downs. When was he at Vernon Downs?
A few years ago, 2012.
Well, that's 15. Pretty big, right?
No, I think you were here, so it was more recent, maybe 17.
I didn't get to it. One more before I break. The original, an original Kiss member, one of the originals, legend Ace Frehley died yesterday. He was 74. The alert started coming out that he was not doing well and he was on life support, and that the family was considering taking him off life support. And then it was just a few minutes later, that you got the alert that he'd passed away. He'd suffered a fall a few weeks ago and was on life support. He was getting a brain bleed. And man, that can happen. His family made the difficult decision to pull the plug. Here's a montage of Ace Frehley through the years performing, and he also had a solo career. This is some of the audio. Here we go. Yeah, that's like everything else. Like the front end of my car. Not going to be working this morning. I'll play it coming up. I got a break for Willie anyways.
Bruce was 2012 at Vernon Downs.
Okay.
And so it was before you got here. And speaking of falling, Mitch McConnell. Did you see that yesterday?
Saw that fall yesterday. Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
And it almost seemed like the look on his face when he was running basically shuffling from the reporter. It looked like they were walking. Someone was trying to ask questions, and you just kind of felt this is not going to go well, and he went right down.
The guy
got up with a smile on his face, though.
Well, I don't think that look ever changed the whole length of the video, but
it was bad.
He had a security guy there holding his hand, and then once it seemed like once he realized he was being recorded, he let go of his hand, and the woman was I don't know if that was a reporter or not. She was asking questions, I think, about starving kids or something like that, and it looked it looked like he reached for that hand. It wasn't there, and he went down.
Yeah, he went down. Oh, boy. Quick break, and we'll talk to Willie coming up here at WIBX.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Ew, Dad, why are toenails so ugly and yellow?
If you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Let's face it, toe fungus is embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off and hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody. But nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem, it can also be dangerous. Even a small spot can spread and get worse. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new and different FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Finally, me and thousands of others are free from fungus. And you can be too.
Crystal Flush is not available in stores, but you can try it risk-free for 60 days. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Show off your toes with confidence. Go to crystalflush.com now. CRYSTAL flush.com.
All right, chilly morning, but hey, it's that time of year. Going to certainly help with the fall color show changing on over, and eventually with sunshine around today, we get up to 58. Tonight, a few clouds are up a few degrees into the mid-upper 30s. North Country will be a little bit colder. Partial sun tomorrow, mid-60s. Chance of showers Sunday afternoon, milder, low 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we're with clear skies. You have a clear view of a very pristine crescent. Maybe it isn't a crescent moon. It's one of the thinnest of crescent moons. It's really pretty cool looking. That's what you were looking at when you hit the deer. No, I was not.
Maybe that's what the deer was looking at.
Maybe that's. I got to tell you, I hit that deer hard. Very, very hard. I'm going to try to show. I'm going to get a picture of it, and I will put it up on YouTube this morning. You'll see the damage that was done. Freaking unbelievable. Let me go to Willie Waffle, who's on the line right now. Willie, good. Listen, this happens when you live in upstate New York.
Yeah, I mean, somebody once told me it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you are going to hit a deer one of these days.
Yep. This would be
how bad is it?
This would be my second. The damage is pretty bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's pretty. I'm going to put it up on YouTube in a little bit. During the break at 7, I will. I'll go out and take a picture when the sun comes up. Yeah.
Well, and at least you didn't get hurt. Thank God.
I know. That's what everybody says. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm sure there's a few out there saying, "Wish you'd have died in this one. Wish this was the one."
Meanwhile, all the deer's friends are like, "What is with that guy who hit Charlie?
Yeah,
what is going on?"
That's right. Couldn't even see the vehicle in the dark. It was a black vehicle. You couldn't even see it. Oh, boy. And it looked, it looked like for a moment, I'm like, what did I just hit? Like I'm special. I have hit a rare animal that we have not seen here. It's a giant white. We haven't even defined what it is yet.
It's that snow in the Christmas movie. What is it?
Yeah, the snow.
Snowmageddon?
No.
You didn't get a polar bear, did you?
Right. That's exactly right. The areas of the polar bears have been spotted moving to the northeast. So yeah. But then I realized it was a deer. So nonetheless, for that brief moment, I'm like, what did I hit? All right, Willie, let's move on from this. I will put the picture up coming up right after 7 o'clock. I do have a couple of questions here. I saw an extended trailer for the Springsteen movie, and I think I can get past him as Springsteen. He's clearly lip syncing, and that's probably a good thing, right? Unlike with the Dylan movie, that kid sang, and he was really good.
I am curious if he's lip syncing in the trailers because I read he did a lot of singing in the movie. Okay, so we're gonna have to settle this once and for all this week. Okay, I'm going deep dive, man. I'm going Woodward and Bernstein. I'm gonna find out if Jeremy Allen White is singing in the Springsteen movie.
Next Friday, we will get the word. All right. And then I have Wayne asking, what do you think of? And by the way, I'm starting to read some things coming out, and people are saying, some of the reviewers, and you never know if this is being pushed out by the producers, but some of the reviews are saying it lands, it's good, and here's why. So we'll see if that's true when we hear your review.
I'm curious because my concern is that it's a movie for the really hardcore fans. That, just like the Nebraska album is for the really hardcore Springsteen fans. And that period of his life and his struggles with his own mental health and his struggles with all of a sudden getting everything he ever wanted. I think that is something that is more interesting to people who are really into Springsteen and followed him for years and years and years, rather than just people who are like, hey, man, Born in the USA is an awesome album.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the hardcore Springsteen fan may not love the Born in the USA period because it moved away from his roots of being a rocker. It's all going to be very interesting. I do have a friend who's a huge, enormous Springsteen fan, and I don't think she's going to like it. She's struggling with the look of this kid playing Springsteen. And she said he doesn't have the chin. It's all off. It's all wrong. And I'm like, I don't know. I thought he looked a lot like Springsteen, but I'm not that
doesn't
big.
have the chin.
I'm not that big of a fan. So, but Wayne asking about Black Phone 2 in theaters now.
Oh, get ready now. Black Phone, when it came out a few years ago, was a big surprise, scary hit. For people who don't remember it, and I was kind of curious. How are they going to pull off a sequel? It felt like it was going to be a cheap way to cash in on the fame and the fortune of the first movie. That come on, how can you come up with a sequel after what happened in the first movie? But man, they really did it. I think this is pretty good. And we're picking up with the main character, this young Finn kid or Finney. From the first movie, he's struggling with, kind of the aftermath of this horrible, horrible thing that he's been through. He was kidnapped by a serial killer, listen. Yeah. He escaped because he got help from the ghosts of the other victims who all helped him escape and kill the grabber, the serial killer played by Ethan Hawke. And now we come in a few years later, he's struggling. He's got PTSD. He's been through a horrible, horrible thing. And his young sister, who's somewhat psychic, who kind of helped the police find him, she's been having weird dreams. She's being bothered in her dreams and attacked in her dreams. And it turns out, dun, 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 it's the grabber.
Oh.
He, too, has found a way
to
come from the other side. Yes. So, I'll tell you what I like about it. What I like about it is that, I think they play up that dream stuff so well. It's the looks of the dreams, the lighting, the music. It just seems so hypnotic and draws you in and takes takes a scenario which, you got to kind of, suspend your disbelief to really appreciate and take into your soul and take into your fear. And I think they do that very, very well. It gives Ethan Hawke a lot more to do, I think, in this movie to make this guy just this creepy, horrible villain that he is. I'm at 3 waffles.
Wow.
I thought it was a pretty solid movie.
All right, Wayne, there you go. Black Phone 2 is now in theaters. The other one that's out there that I know you looked at was Good Fortune. With Keanu Reeves. Oh, boy, I can only imagine.
I think it's funny.
Okay. Seth Rogen is in this, too. I like him.
Seth Rogen's in it. Aziz Ansari's in it. Yeah, if you hate Keanu Reeves, this is not the movie for you. I'm starting to feel like maybe you are not a Keanu Reeves fan.
I'm not. I saw Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, do they kind of parody him a little bit, or is he just...
A little bit,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, that would be funny, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is that he is a guardian angel, but not like one of the big guardian angels. He's the guardian angel of like stopping you from texting on your phone, like little things. And he wants to do more. He thinks he can be a better angel. He can deal with the big situations. And so he kind of goes off. He goes against his boss a little bit, and he decides to get involved with Aziz Ansari, who's a guy who's down on his luck. He's got financial problems. He's like living in his car, and he just wishes things would turn around. So Keanu Reeves switches his life with his old boss, played by Seth Rogen, who's like a big venture capitalist, who's richer than rich. And, he does this to teach Aziz Ansari that, there's more to life than just money. And it turns out money is a really big deal. And the only lesson Aziz Ansari is learning is that being rich is the greatest thing to ever happen to him. So, Keanu Reeves has to figure out a way to figure out a way to solve all this. And listen, it's very very predictable. I mean, all the scenes you're going to get, but they're funny. You've got a lot of funny cast people in here. They know how to deliver those jokes. You like Keanu Reeves is kind of this very naive person who's trying to survive in the modern, rough, horrible world that we live in. I think that they get a lot of laughs out of all that, even if it is going to kind of go to the schlocky lesson. I'm at 3 waffles. I thought it was pretty good.
All right, worth checking out. And then I almost clicked on this last night. But the thing I'm thinking is I watched all of this when the trial was on. I watched it all in real time. The Murdaugh thing, Murdaugh, Death in the Family. It's on Hulu. It's a series. Your thoughts?
I think that you hit it on the head. I think that, I don't know what's here for people who are big into the trial and big into the case, especially since, it is fictional in the sense that, they're telling the story from the point of view of his wife, who's played by Patricia Arquette. And, and they're going through conversations and scenes that we don't know if they really happened. We just don't know. Right. We know the facts, and we know all these really good documentaries that have come out over the years that have really gotten into the case and given you all of the details you ever wanted. So for me, I was kind of at 2 waffles. I mean, I think that if you just want to be full of rage, like if you want to be angry at this jerk of a guy that Alex Murdaugh is, played by Jason Clarke, if you want to be outraged at the way he used his power and his influence to cover up everything that was going on with his family, all the ways he was cheating his clients, all the ways he was basically cheating the world, yes, this is going to be for you, because you're going to go, I hate him.
Yeah. Interesting. And again, though, there were all these documentaries that were really good, and then you could literally watch some of the trial live as it was going on. I just wonder if when you've seen it all, we'll see. We'll see what people think.
What's the big revelation is what I'm sitting here the whole time going, what's the big revelation?
Yeah. I'm with you on it. And then if we could. I do want to play just, although it does look like my audio is not playing this morning, but so I guess we'll just go forward. Alec Baldwin crashing his wife's car, and then talking about this like he describing the whole thing like he's a child, I thought, or like he's doing Donald Trump impression, like this is the biggest thing. People say they've never seen anything as big as this garbage truck they pulled out in front of me. It sounded to me like somebody covering up something that really happened.
So there's
and by the way, and I hate to do this to you, but I got 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. There's dashboard video from the garbage truck of the accident, and it looks like it looks like Baldwin was trying to pass the guy on the shoulder or something. So you see the truck kind of go to the right, but it looks like he's trying to pass him on the shoulder. And I'm like, was there another garbage truck behind that one that cut Baldwin off? And
right.
we're just seeing him trying to. I mean, I can't tell.
The largest ever. To be continued on this one. We'll see what comes out of it.
All right.
All right, Willie. Thanks. Enjoy the weekend and the rest of the week. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you this
Stanley
week.
Theater Studios. WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
He's a bad guy. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump calls John Bolton right after the news came out that his former national security advisor turned critic was indicted.
That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes. Will I what?
Have you reviewed the case against him?
No, I haven't. But I just think he's a bad person.
Bolton's facing 18 charges related to his handling of classified documents, including transmitting national defense information, some of it said to be top secret.
In a statement, Bolton maintained his innocence, saying this in part, quote, I have devoted my life to America's foreign policy and national security, would never compromise those goals. These charges are not just about Trump's focus on me or my diaries, but his intensive efforts to intimidate his opponents.
Fox's Chanley Painter. President Trump will meet again today with Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky, who's pushing for the U.S. to send advanced Tomahawk missiles to help battle Russia. The president's also planning another summit in the coming weeks with Russian leader Vladimir Putin. The two talked by phone yesterday.
Zelensky saying on X, we hope that the momentum of curbing terror and war, which worked in the Middle East, will help end the Russian war against Ukraine. Putin is definitely not braver than Hamas or any other terrorist.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. A few weeks before a closely watched election for mayor in New York City, a debate on WNBC.
This is not a job for a first-timer.
That's former Governor Andrew Cuomo taking a swipe at the socialist frontrunner, Democrat nominee Zohran Mamdani.
Why would New Yorkers turn back to the governor who sent seniors to their death in nursing homes? That's the kind of experience that's on offer here today. What I don't have an experience, I make up for in integrity.
And those two took aim at each other over and over and vowed to stand up to the president. Republican Curtis Sliwa then said,
if you try to get tough with Trump, the only people who are going to suffer from that are the people of New York City.
Okay, but a new Fox poll has Sliwa far behind in that mayor's race at 14%. Mamdani way out in front, 52% support among likely voters. Cuomo's at 28%. America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Another Senate vote failed to break the stalemate between Republicans and Democrats over government funding. So for a 17th day, the government shut down. On Wall Street, stocks could drop down, and NASDAQ futures are way down the morning after a sell-off. The KISS Army is mourning a rock soldier. Ace Frehley, the rock band's original lead guitarist, has died.
Ace Frehley was known as the Spaceman, or Space Ace. The lead guitarist and sometimes vocalist of KISS, he co-founded the group in 1973 with Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Criss. During the KISS years and after, Frehley did some solo work, most notably a cover of New York Groove. Frehley returned to KISS for a successful reunion tour in 1996, sticking with the band until 2002. Later inducted with the band in 2014 into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. According to reports, Frehley suffered a brain bleed after a fall last month. Ace Frehley died peacefully, surrounded by family, at age 74. Anna Eliopoulos, Fox News.
In the baseball playoffs, the defending champion Dodgers keep winning.
They are 8-1 in this postseason, steamrolling their way through this playoff run.
That was after the final out on TBS and the Dodgers 3-1 win over the Milwaukee Brewers, giving Los Angeles a 3-0 lead in the National League Championship Series. Toronto tied the ALCS at 2 games apiece, beating Seattle 8-2. Both series resume tonight. Also last night, the NFL kicked off Week 7.
Thursday Night Football featured a matchup between two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in their 40s, and they put on a show. The Bengals beat the Steelers 33-31 to snap a 4-game losing streak. Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco was brilliant, throwing for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns to earn his first victory as a Bengal. With the loss, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers dropped to 4-2.
That's Joe Morgan. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly clear skies. 32 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Jurors will be back to work today deliberating the fate of 3 former corrections officers from Marcy Correctional Facility. The jury met for several hours yesterday but has not yet reached a verdict. Ex-officers David Kingsley, Matthew Gallagher, and Nicholas Kiefer are accused of being involved in the brutal beating death of an inmate at the facility last December. They all rejected plea offers and face 25 years to life in prison if convicted. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office investigated a motor vehicle accident, a tractor-trailer rollover accident on State Route 365 in the city of Rome last night. It happened shortly before 10 p.m. Jeremy Gilbert of Utica was traveling east on 365 when he exited the northern shoulder of the roadway, crossed the median, and overturned. The Mack then continued to slide across the roadway until it exited the northern shoulder and came to rest. Deputies say Gilbert was at fault for not maintaining his lane. He was taken to the hospital, but his injuries considered non-life-threatening, fortunately, and the investigation is ongoing. Another step forward as Micron gets closer to building a chip fabrication plant in Clay. The State Public Service Commission has approved a plan to run 2 miles of underground service lines between a National Grid substation and the future plant at White Pine Commerce Park. An environmental management and construction plan has already been given the green light. Right now, clear skies, 32 degrees. Your forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
All right, chilly morning, but hey, it's that time of year. Going to certainly help with the fall color show changing on over, and eventually with sunshine around today, we get up to 58. Tonight, a few clouds are up a few degrees into the mid-upper 30s. North Country will be a little bit colder. Partial sun tomorrow, mid-60s. Chance of showers Sunday afternoon, milder, low 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Clear and 32 at 7:08. All right, you heard it there at the top of the hour, but last night's Thursday Night Football game, heard here on WIBX, saw a comeback win for Joe Flacco and his new team, the Cincinnati Bengals, as they came back to beat the Steelers, a final of, and I've lost it here, 33-31. The two quarterbacks, combined age 81, and threw for 7 touchdowns last night. Rodgers had 4 and Flacco had 3. Coming up this weekend, the Bills on a bye. The Jets will host the Panthers on Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, the Giants head out west to battle the Denver Broncos. Gang Green, the only winless team in the league at 0-6. The Giants come in with a little bit of momentum at 2-4. The Utica Comets play at the Adirondack Bank Center tonight, looking for their first victory of the season. The puck drops at 7 o'clock as the Comets host the Rochester Americans. The Utica University Pioneers men's hockey team will play an exhibition at the Adirondack Bank Center coming up tomorrow night. SUNY Morrisville is the opponent. In college football, a couple of big matchups this weekend. Number 18, Vanderbilt will host 10th-ranked LSU, and 7th-ranked Georgia will face off against number 5 Ole Miss coming up tomorrow. Syracuse University will take on Pittsburgh, 7:30 ACC Network. Smitty, what did I miss? Oh, the baseball playoffs last night. The Dodgers just one win away from going back to another World Series. They beat the Brewers 3-1 in Game 3. They lead that series 3-0, and the Blue Jays have won back-to-back games on the road. They beat the Mariners last night in Seattle 8-2. that ALCS series now knotted at 2 games apiece. Game 5 tonight in the AL, Game 4 tonight in the NL. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:09.
All right, I'm going to put those photos up on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the how much. Well, I'm probably a moderate. It's probably a moderate situation on how much damage a deer can cause to your vehicle, doing about 40 miles an hour. I think the deer must have been doing 50.
I don't mean to laugh. No, they can total your vehicle.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this totaled it. God, I hope it didn't total it. Got a break. Hold tight. WIBX.
Hi, folks. This is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together, we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
Honey, there's a lot of folks out there right now that could use a makeover.
What? Honey, you can't say that. You shouldn't say that.
No, not a personal makeover, honey. Their bathroom. They could use a bathroom makeover from New York Sash. It's our annual bathroom makeover sale. Right now, you can get 20% off your New York Sash acrylic bathroom system. It's the best price on a bathroom we offer all year.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. It's the makeover everyone can enjoy. A New York Sash bathroom. Our installers will give you a whole new look in just a couple of days, with no mess, no maintenance, and no worries with our lifetime warranty.
Your bathroom will never look better. You can visit our showroom on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. Call us or lock in your discount right now online at NewYorkSash.com. Get 20% off your new bathroom.
And let our family take care of your family for less.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose Hospice Care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
He digs, he turns, he dives! It is a touchdown! It is a touchdown!
The
NFL is on Westwood One.
Uncorks a deep ball, downfield, into the end zone. A crowd is there, and it is caught. Touchdown! Miraculous!
The NFL plays here all season long on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, Davey, you think you can come in here for a second? Maybe you can get this into the right computer. It's all underneath here. While I'm doing this, maybe you can help me. Let me get this out, and then you can have it, and then I'll get it. I'll get the picture up on YouTube. It's not there quite yet, but I will have it there in a second.
You're working on it.
I'm working on it. Nothing is easy with this system. So it just takes forever. Okay, so the nice thing about this is when you flip it around, it's the old USB. Okay, plugs into one of those down there into the streaming computer.
Can we get a picture of Smitty's face when you explain that to him?
Yeah, he looked at me like I was there's something wrong with me. Like, what the hell is wrong with him? Who's
you look like Silvio Dante.
Who's doing this interview? Who is it? Are we getting that coming in, or what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's coming up. Sure. I'm going to take Tom first. Tom Laughlin. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, listen. Too bad about this wreck of yours.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had quite a few ourselves. I just want to let you know what kind of company you're in. Here in New York State.
You mean Town Square? Are you talking about Town Square? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I misread that. Yes, I misread that.
No, I'm talking about your car wreck and in New York State we average about 80,000 car deer collisions or deer car collisions every year. So that'll give you an idea about the state numbers.
Think about that. Yeah.
And in Pennsylvania, it's 250,000.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're actually really well off, maybe. Yeah. We've got it made up here.
Well, I think maybe there's a little collusion between state governments putting out the number of DOE permits and the car repair industry. I think they keep those DOE permits down.
Well, it's not like I'm driving in the country. This is in basically a residential area. So that's the problem we have, I think. And
where were you on
just on the arterial over by Utica National.
Oh.
Which is perfect because that's where my insurance is with Utica National. So.
Just leave the car there.
I just say, yep, here, take your photos. Your security camera probably picked up on it, so those are the photos. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it's one of those nervous, dumb laughs that
I know.
You happen when it's que sera, it's whatever it will be.
Well, Tom, thank you, and I appreciate that. And those numbers, those are crazy numbers.
They're real.
And they're real. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Later, pal. Bye.
I'll put the photos. Just people are asking for it. I'll put the photos up to show you what about 40 miles an hour and a deer can do to a vehicle. Nuts.
Glad you're all right.
We have this morning, actually tomorrow, there's one of these No Kings protests. Before I get people saying, how could you give them any time? Shame on you, you liberal piece of garbage, blah, 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 blah. We try to show both sides of all stories. And this is another side. On the line right now.
Who said that?
On the line right now is Reverend Jill Farnham. Reverend, good morning, and thanks so much for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, so tell us what is going on tomorrow. It is another one of these No Kings protests. Is this going on across the country tomorrow, or is this just
Absolutely.
local? Oh, it is, yes.
Oh, no, it's absolutely across the country. There's probably, last I saw, was almost 3,000 rallies being planned across the country.
Wow, okay.
Right here in the Mohawk Valley, we've got about 10. So there's one in Rome, one in Utica. I'm in Herkimer. They're in Johnstown, Canajoharie, Bridgeport. I'm going to lose some of the names, but
okay, they're all over.
All over.
All right,
they're all over. Yeah.
Okay, and your it says here there are some 2,000 to 3,000 events nationwide that are going on around the country. Okay, yeah. Obviously the No Kings thing it references that social media post. This is where it all started. That social media post put out by the White House social media team that had President Trump dressed up like he was a king. And that's kind of where this was born.
I believe that was the inspiration for the name, yes.
Yeah. So as are you a practicing Reverend?
I retired, but I still go to nursing homes and do various things like that, yeah.
All right. So tell us your reasoning for being involved in the event.
Well, actually, what we're standing for, and it's about standing for, is for our community, our seniors, and I see this in the nursing homes, standing for people who have needs of health care. It's about standing up for each other and making sure that we know that we are not alone in our fears. Now, I'm not going to say in particular who's doing this, but there's a lot of fear on the social media, on the regular media.
Mm-hmm.
You just quoted somebody who's going to give you a hard time for even talking to me.
Well, probably, yeah. I get that every day. So
I'm sure. I totally get that. And we're tired of the yelling at people about stuff. We want to stand for the rights and realities and life for all the people around us.
Yeah.
And reality is that a lot of nursing homes, a lot of hospitals in upstate New York are going to close or go out of business because of some of these cuts that are happening. So, right now, if you live more than an hour and a half from Syracuse, you got a long drive to get to a hospital.
Yeah. I'm reading from your release here. President Trump continues authoritarian actions and power grabs. Thousands of actions are planned because of it. But your main focus, though, you believe, for you personally, are the many cuts that have happened that'll be affecting seniors.
Right. Well, seniors and children.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
The cuts of SNAP and food product programs. I work with the senior Office of the Aging here in Herkimer. They're really struggling. How are we going to take care of seniors? How are we going to take care of the kids who are coming for needing food for school?
What kind of reaction when you got? I mean, because you do get quite a. I've seen the photos. You do get quite a large crowd that comes out. So the president has certainly inspired people on both sides of the aisle.
Exactly.
Both sides.
He's getting us out of our houses.
Of the issue, and maybe there's a positive note out of all of this. We're getting out. We're getting some exercise. What kind of reaction do you get from cars and passersby, people in cars and those who are passing by your protest?
Well, we get the mixed reaction, the same kind you get.
Yeah.
We get people honking and saying, yes, I agree with you, and we get people who are yelling at us for being out there, telling us to get a job. I'm almost 80. I'm done getting jobs to stay in. So one of the other things that we do is I discover that the people who come to be with us say over and over, I thought I was the only one. I thought I was alone. And COVID did that to a lot of us.
Yeah.
We thought we were by ourselves in our house yelling at our TV, which didn't respond. At least I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, right. It starts responding. It's time to call for help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So one of the things that people have found is that they have a community of people that they didn't know they had. The first time we did one in Herkimer, most of the people who showed up said, I thought I'd be the only one here.
Yeah.
And there were 175 of us. So it's like, thank you for coming, thinking you'd be alone. I really appreciate that.
I want to read just one thing to it, and because the fact that you're a reverend and a woman of God, and what religion, by the way?
Well, I was raised in the Episcopal Church, trained in a Methodist seminary, but mostly Christian.
Okay. 3,000. This was sent to me 2 days ago, and I just thought I would read it. 3,000 years, and the Lord sent us a man that could bring peace to the Middle East. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for sending Donald Trump to save America. How, as a woman of God, how do you religiously respond? Because there are a lot of people that do believe that in the Christians, there is a large movement right now of Christians who believe President Trump has been chosen by God and is here as part of, I don't know, maybe we're going to be seeing Jesus Christ sometime soon. Your thoughts on that?
I know that that's been a conversation that people have had. I think that God sends lots of people to do lots of wonderful things. And I am hoping that this peace in the Middle East lasts. It's, we have achieved peace in the Middle East several times. They don't last.
Yeah.
I just hope we get one that lasts.
Hopefully this. But beyond that, I listen, the accomplishments that have been made by President Trump in the Middle East right now, in Israel and with Hamas, are enormous, and we're all hoping that it does last. And whether it solves this centuries-old problem, I doubt it does, but I certainly hope it would. But my question, though, is the fact that there's a belief that that God sent President Trump to save America from the liberals and from the communists and from the et cetera, et cetera.
That seems like two different conversations, but
they are two
I'll
different. Yes.
The Middle East issue is one that, as they said, been going on for centuries, and I don't know that one person is going to be able to solve it. I know that the issues between Netanyahu and Trump are relatable. They both have the same understanding of power and authority, and some of the same difficulties with the law. So I'm sure that they have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
All
right.
Saving the United States from liberals and communists. Let's see, Joe McCarthy tried to do that in the 50s, and that didn't work so well. I think we need to learn to listen to each other because, in fact, we are all here together. And my name is actually Jill Farnham Us. My wife's last name is Us, and I chose it when we married. There's only us.
Yeah.
There's not a bunch of thems, and that's really my focus. There's only us.
All right. Well, listen, whether or not I agree with you, it doesn't matter here in America. I believe it is extremely important for us to get out of that easy chair and stand up for what you believe in. And that's what you guys are doing. And for that, I feel that's very American, and salute you for that. So good luck out there. Do you want to add something, Jeff?
No, I was gonna say stretch out the legs and the vocal cords.
That is right.
This little light of mine.
That could be.
Get the chants going.
We're going to be singing that, but they paid me not to sing out loud. So.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck tomorrow, and
Thank you,
and thanks for participating in the process.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you, and thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That is Reverend Jill Farnham, Us.
Tomorrow, noon to 1:30 on Broad Street in Utica, 10 Broad Street in Utica. Why can't I think of it? Fort Stanwix in Rome at the same time. And the one in Herkimer, I think, doesn't start till 5, and it's on East Albany Street.
All right. All right. Now,
so 3 events locally tomorrow.
Lance, I love when these wingnuts say, I hope the peace lasts in the Middle East, when they're really hoping that it crumbles. calling Trump an idiot. Listen, Lance, I am going to make a prediction. Peace in the Middle East is not going to last. Hopefully, the goal here is for this war to end. To me, that is doable. But to end the hatred that exists between Muslims and Jews, and mainly Muslims on Jews, the hatred, if you think that we're going to, with a sign of a signature on a piece of paper, is going to solve that problem, then you are extremely naive. It will not. However, what I am hopeful for is that it ends this war, and that everybody can go back and they can start to rebuild Gaza and put a government in there that can be the opposite of Hamas and represent those people. But as for ending the hate, just remember what's happened in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
From what happened on the attack on the Jewish people to the attacks that went on during the 2 years of war. That's not going away anytime soon, I don't think.
I agree.
And we should all be hoping that this war is over. And the next one that gets dealt with is Ukraine, hopefully. Got a break. And by the way, just for Lance before he comes yelling, Davey, could you come up on the microphone just for a moment? Just for the record, this is a guy that has done a tremendous job in producing as the executive producer of this radio program. Davey is all over the place at all hours, gets messages from me at all hours. Did I ever ask you to book this event?
No.
Okay.
I did that on my own.
He just knows that we want to show all sides of all stories, and he's doing a tremendous job.
Thank you.
I mean, if you look at him right now, he's wearing the Stanley Theater Studio, what would you call that?
A knit hat. Knit winter
and
cap.
There's a little red light that shows his microphone's on, and I'm describing this, but you're seeing the hat actually get larger as we speak. I believe it's stretching out from the head, but no, tremendous job, Davey.
Thank you.
All right, got a break. We'll do Habaika's free money question of the day. Today's Friday. It's worth
$300.
Oh boy, $300. Last time we did this, we had a $300 winner, and we'll do it coming up after news, which is next to WIBX.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Clear skies, 32 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaske, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. President Trump will welcome Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky to the White House today. It's part of Trump's ongoing efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine war. On Thursday, Trump said he had a very productive phone call with Putin, adding that he thought his relationship with the Russian leader would have already led to peace by now. The federal government shutdown now in its 17th day after the Senate once again failed to pass a spending measure that would have reopened the government House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries continues to blame Republicans for the ongoing shutdown. It was the 10th time that lawmakers have attempted to pass the bill, which is Republican-backed and has already passed the House of Representatives. Former Trump administration National Security Advisor John Bolton is expected to surrender to federal authorities in Maryland today. He was indicted yesterday on federal charges related to alleged mishandling of classified documents. The biggest gun show in New York State makes its return to the state fairgrounds this weekend. The Syracuse Gun Show runs from 9 to 5 tomorrow and from 9 to 3 on Sunday. The event is hosted by the New York State Sportsman Association and is going to have hundreds of tables. Admission $12 for adults. Again, that's at the Fairgrounds Exhibition Center. WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM news time is 7:35. Right now, mostly clear and 32.
All right, chilly morning, but hey, it's that time of year. Going to certainly help with the fall color show changing on over, and eventually with sunshine around today, we get up to 58. Tonight, a few clouds are up a few degrees into the mid-upper 30s. North Country will be a little bit colder. Partial sun tomorrow, mid-60s. Chance of showers Sunday afternoon, milder, low 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidget, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We have clear skies now up to 33 degrees.
Sweltering.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to, I'll just reiterate this morning, a pretty shaky morning this morning, just before, on my way in this morning, hit a deer. Gotta love it when that happens. I would say, luckily, I was doing about 40 miles an hour, so I'm assuming it could have been worse. It was along the arterial over in New Hartford, over by Utica National. I have people asking, can we see what your car looks like? I'll bring that up right after the break, right after the free money question. I got it. It's all ready to go.
Oh, boy, that's bad.
It is bad. You can see the picture. We'll do that. Hobica's free money question of the day is worth $300. And Davey, you're looking for caller number what here right now?
Caller number 7.
Seventh caller right now. Your chance to win $300. This could be an October to remember. $300 on the line right now from WIBX and Hobica.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as 1 day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
Hey,
everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're turning sweat into support with our Burpees for Boobies Challenge. Here's how it works. All month long, you pay $1 to nominate someone to do a burpee, and every dollar goes directly to breast cancer research. It's a fun way to get involved, call out your friends, and raise money for an incredible cause. And if you're new to Fit Body, don't forget, we're also offering 3 free sessions to help you get started. So stop in, join the fun, and let's make every burpee count together.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Coming up on YouTube, I will show the pictures. And I also want to talk about what we did with just recently, maybe 3 months ago, that was a good move. Never saw it coming. I'll explain coming up. I had an accident this morning. Richard is in Utica. Hello, Richard. Good morning. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good morning. Fine.
Yeah, just fine. Well, we'll see how well you're doing, I believe. Right?
Right.
I mean, if you win, you're doing really well. It's $300 on the line from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, for all of your legal needs, 315-724-1600. Call the, terrible, right? Mm-hmm. Call the Hobeika Law Firm. Okay, here is your question. You know the deal. You'll have exactly 7 seconds to answer, Richard. Get your answer in there quickly, and hopefully you walk away a winner of $300. I think this one is absolutely doable. Ready to go?
Ready.
Here it is. What city were you in if you bought a burger at the first ever McDonald's? Ready, go.
Los Angeles.
Were you in Los Angeles? San Bernardino was the very first McDonald's restaurant, but it was California. I mean, you were in the right state.
I was warm.
You were warm. I'm not sure the burger would be today, but you were warm. I have 4 tickets to the craft fair at the Herkimer County Community College, which is coming up November 8th, Davey. So just around the corner. Believe it or not, November is just around the corner. And we'll also give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. Good at Aquavino or Babes, Taylor and the Cook, 72, Inside the Odd at Nexus, and the list goes on. Stand by. Davey's going to make sure you get all that stuff.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Richard. Thank you. Good guess, though, on California. You know that it was not the first franchise, but I just watched this on the Food Network when it goes into that history of food show, and then it goes an hour, and then they swoop you right into the history of Snickers bars or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, you want to see this photo?
Yeah, it's Bill's putting it up on.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it right now. That's a lot of damage.
Your light looks like it's completely gone.
I don't even know where the light is.
Rim is all rim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. The grill is all smashed in.
Here's another view. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good, man.
I was so happy too because I had just everything was perfect. I mean, I haven't this car. I'm not even going to get a ding on this car, and brutal.
How new is that?
Spring.
Oh boy. So meanwhile, my vehicle is like falling apart, and I didn't hit a deer. I still have that exhaust issue going on.
Well, can I tell you what we just did? And I'll tell you what exhaust problem do you have?
I believe somebody tried to steal my catalytic converter. And I'm about to make my last payment on the vehicle, so I didn't want to invest.
Yeah.
Whatever the $1,600, $1,800 up to $2,200.
Yeah, but you're making the last payment. You'll now have a vehicle with no payment.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes. It's got no payment, but you can hear me coming from 3 miles away.
Okay. They do that. They'll crawl under your car and try to cut out the catalytic converter.
Yeah, so
it has a value to it.
My mechanic told me it looked like somebody was up and under there and maybe jammed something in there. So we assumed they were trying to get it out, unless it was they were storing a sandwich up there for winter like the squirrels do.
Yeah. I got a bunch of people commenting on. I mean, listen, hitting a deer is a common occurrence here, sadly. The good news is I wasn't doing, I wasn't on the thruway doing whatever. That's the good news. And I got a bunch of Springsteen comments and concert comments. I'm just going to use this time to get through some of these comments, but I'm going to tell you what we just did. We went to the Forgo agency.
Yeah.
And because I was with, I don't know. I just went through this one moment where I'm like, I am so angry that I'm spending so much money on insurance. I'm going to go to Geico and see if I can get the cheapest insurance I can get.
Okay.
And I did. My wife's car has no loan tied to it. So I'm like, we're not required to have all of these things to it. But when we sat down with Forgo, they're like, something happens, you could be in big trouble. Like that deer's family is going to come back and sue you.
Wait a minute. You're talking about before you change?
The deer's family is going to come back and take your house. I'm being facetious, but you know what I mean. If something were to happen, you're screwed. So my wife took over the insurance with Carol over at Forgo. And we also found that we were way underinsured on our home. So if something were to happen, there'd be no way we could replace what we have based on the insurance that we had.
That's what Bill and Robin were talking about yesterday.
That's what we were talking about yesterday with the Manjos. So I got to tell you, we went and the best deal they were able to find for us was Utica National Insurance.
Oh, yeah?
That was the best deal. They searched, and the best deal she could find was Utica National for us.
Oh,
so that was cool. So we kept it local, but we now have good insurance on our vehicles. If this happened before, I would probably be trying to just go and fix it on my own without turning it in. But there's a lot of damage there. Anyway, a lot of people commenting, and the other part about going to Forgo, this is not a commercial. This is just on my mind right now. The other part about going to Forgo is when something does happen, you just call them and they handle it. The problem is today we're lured in by all of these companies on TV, and some of those commercials are really funny, but I'm not sure they're going to help you when you really need help. So you just make a phone call and they take care of everything for you. Versus try to get in touch with Geico. Brutal. That was the reason we changed, because and that rate was going up. And ultimately, after this whole thing is said and done, we're for auto and home, we're paying less than we were before.
So explain this. You go to Forgo, And they referred you to another insurance agent?
So Forgo is, maybe I have this wrong, but it would be a broker, and they go out and look and bring in insurance. They'll find you the right insurance company. You may have different insurance for your auto than you do for your car or for your home, but most likely they'll want to merge them together because you get a better deal if you get both.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the best deal they could find for us was Utica National. So I'm glad we kept it in house, if you will, in town. Or you could go to somebody like State Farm. They'll give you State Farm insurance. But with Forgo, they are shopping around to get you the best deal. And when you have a problem, you call Carol. Like we do. I'll reach out to her after the show and be like,
"This sounds like a live commercial."
It does, and it isn't. Can I read some comments here?
I'll put a cap on the live commercial just because I used to do their spots years ago.
You did. Go ahead.
UticaRoamInsurance.com.
That's who, Donna, that's who we have, cars and bikes and house. They only take people with good records. So apparently we're pretty good.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they didn't do research on me.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm all right.
Yeah, you're all right.
Cars are made differently today. They're meant to dent easily. By the way, what Jeff was looking for was a Yeti. Maybe you hit a Yeti this morning. And then let's see. This is Ann. So sorry to hear about your accident. Glad you're okay. See you on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll be out live at Upstate Cancer Center in Verona. And they'll have free mammograms, and you can sign up for colonoscopies, all of that stuff at the Upstate Cancer Center on Wednesday. We'll be broadcasting
Which
live
is
from there.
with it's where the old what restaurant was over there?
The old Joel's
Steakhouse. Yeah. So it's on that corner there.
My
31.
wife. Here's Carol's number. Call her after the show. Yeah, okay. Let's see. This is okay on Springsteen. Mike says, I saw Springsteen at the Utica Odd twice, 1977 and 78. The 77 show was one of the top 3 shows I've ever seen. And can you show the damage on YouTube? I did. Ooh, my vehicle's on fire. No, it didn't catch on fire. That's good. And I guess that. Oh, and Ross, I want one more in here. Ross Bartell. Kiss, my first concert ever in the Utica Auditorium, probably 1975-ish. I was too young to go to a concert, and once they started performing, I was petrified. So
did your airbag go off? A caller wanted to know.
The airbag did not go off. Yeah, that's what my wife asked. Glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, you get burned when that happens.
Well, you can get burned. You can also, I had it happen once, and I swear I have a neck shoulder injury because of it. Now, it'll save your life, but it could cause you some sort of an injury. But it is there to save your life. Obviously, talking about the death of Ace Frehley, that's where Ross came in. Original Kiss legend Ace Frehley died yesterday. He was 74. He fell. And we've heard other stories of this happening. People are recovering from something or whatever, and they fall and end up causing damage to the point where there's a bleeding on the brain. Can cause severe life-threatening damage. It did for him. They put him on life support. And just a freak accident. And Ace Frehley it was only 74.
He didn't even make it to 79.
But that's right. We were talking about that the other day. But I got to say, in rock and roll age, 74 is probably like about 92.
I mean,
they live a hard life, at least in the 70s and 80s.
They're very hard on their
How about those
bodies.
people that would go on cruise? There's a Kiss cruise. And you go on a cruise, and it's all Kiss fans, and the band is on the cruise ship.
Okay.
You go on a cruise ship with Kiss.
You're talking about
Gene Simmons.
He goes on this cruise?
Yep. And I think Ace Frehley went on it from time to time. His family made the difficult decision to pull the plug last night. Here's a montage of Ace through the years. I can't play it right now because nothing's playing. Features his 78 solo album. Oh, and that I'm back in the New York Groove. That Ace Frehley did as a solo.
Which, by the way, great memories for Giants fans of that song because I think it was in 2007 when we won that first.
They still play that NFL.
Yes.
Anytime there's an NFL game in New York City, they play New York Groove. Little trivia. You want to take a shot at winning?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why you mostly hear the live version of Rock and Roll All Night on classic rock stations? It has a lead solo from Ace Frehley. Do you know why you hear the live version? Ready? Go.
He had a falling out with the band and wouldn't do the studio version.
Well, I think that's kind of true, and I really gave you the answer. The lead solo on it is on the live version is Ace Frehley. The studio version does not have Ace Frehley on there. That's why you normally hear it on classic rock stations. So there you go. That's our little tidbit of history this morning. Another call I'll be making today is my good friend Ricky Z. Got to deal with that. Mazda's transformed successful race-proven technology into your new Mazda. I'm going to tell you something. That took a hard hit, and you see the damage. I was able to drive that vehicle here today without any issue. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to drive it over to Steep Pawnee later this morning. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s and CX-5s. You know they have loaners over there at Steep Pawnee Mazda. 1.9% APR financing going on right now on new 2025 Mazda CX-50s, 70s, and CX-90s. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. And you know what they say, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steep Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. I got to get a couple of these done here.
Let us know about your loaner on Monday.
I will.
How much you like it.
I will. I'm thinking if it was summertime, I'd be like, one of those little Mazda, what's the Mazda convertible, that little sports car?
I'll check.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should be driving. 5 on the floor, is it 5-speed? I'd be all about
MX-5?
that. That'd be nice.
MX-5.
Explore the Herkimer Diamond Mines. Savor the taste of Herkimer cheese. By the way, the Herkimer Diamond Mines open till the end of the month. Take a boat tour along the historic canal. You can go into Old Forge. You can go to Little Falls. There is so much going on in Herkimer County. And, of course, a beautiful weekend. Looks like Saturday will be nice. Sunday looks beautiful. Great time to head up into the North Country, up into Old Forge. It's all there in Herkimer County where history, commerce, and beauty collide. It is happening in Herkimer County. And one more, yesterday we were talking about the importance of making sure your homeowner's insurance is up to date. House prices, building prices, all of that has skyrocketed over the last 10 years. If you have your house, the replacement of your home, if it sat somewhere back 10 years ago, there's a very good chance you wouldn't be able to build half of what you have if you had to rebuild. The other thing that the Monjos said yesterday from River Hills, make sure you take a video camera and go through and document everything you have in your house. It is the best way to kind of remember what it is that you have. River Hills is all there about service. And when you're selling a home, it is so valuable to have someone you can reach out to assist. It's like adding a team to the process. And they take away so much of the work, and they take away so much of the stress. That's why listing with River Hills has such benefits. River Hills Properties in Barneville, Little Falls, Copenhagen. There's a ribbon cutting in Newport coming up for their Newport office with Mayor Mark Butler. Coming soon to the city of Rome. And they have a beautiful office with a full team on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. Maybe you become the snowbird that doesn't hang out here for the winters. You enjoy that weather down there in Florida in the wintertime, but come home for the beautiful summers that we have up here. It's all there at River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. All right, coming up next hour, we got a bunch to get to. Marianne Buttonshawn, we'll speak with her. There's an issue on a housing project in Barneville, right?
At Deerfield.
In Deerfield. And this was something that the Assemblywoman was supporting, tremendously.
Yeah, and she's withdrawn that.
She's backed away from that. And we'll get to that with her coming up in a little bit. Also, we'll speak with Sean Mills. He's a reporter with the Daily Sentinel, and get an update, his take. He was there for the trial, saw it all. It'll be interesting to get his take on all of that. Coming up with news next.
I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. You're an adult, right? But you should know, gold has increased over 80% in the past 2 years. Yeah, 80%. So if you think stuffing money under your mattress or riding the roller coaster of Wall Street is your retirement plan, well, I wouldn't want to be banking on that strategy. It's time to diversify your savings and retirement assets into physical metals like gold and silver. That's where Advantage Gold comes in. When you call 800-741-GOLD, we'll send you a free gold kit that explains how rolling over your IRA or 401k into gold could not only supercharge your retirement, but maybe even help preserve your sanity. And let's be real, when's the last time you ever heard someone say, "Hey, sell all your gold"? Exactly. Never. The number's simple, 800-741-4653. And if you can spell, even better, that's 800-741-GOLD. Always consult with your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-7...
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
He keeps trying to end Russia's war in Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Last week, over 7,000 people were killed. That's ridiculous.
So later today, President Trump will meet with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, who's been asking for more American support from air defense to advance Tomahawk missiles. The president says we need those, too.
We can't deplete for our country, so, they're very vital. They're very powerful.
Russia's leader has said providing Tomahawks would be a serious escalation. Vladimir Putin had another phone call with the president yesterday. The two leaders will get together again soon, like in Alaska in August. And Fox's Peter Ducey reports at the White House he's
planning a summit with Zelensky and Putin within 2 weeks.
We may do something where we're separate but equal.
The host? Hungary, whose president, Viktor Orban, posted preparations for the USA-Russia Peace Summit are underway. Hungary is the island of peace.
A former Trump national security advisor turned Trump critic, John Bolton, who the president calls a bad guy, has been indicted on 18 charges
related to his alleged retention and transmission of classified documents. His own attorney admitted that he kept some of these classified documents. Bolton charged not only with keeping top secret classified information, but sharing it with family members. The Justice Department says Bolton sent diary-like entries about his workdays at the White House and shared information classified up to the top secret SCI level, the highest level.
Fox's David Spone. Bolton may appear in a Maryland court this morning. In a statement, he wrote his conduct was lawful, and the case is a Trump abuse of power and attempt to intimidate. There was a debate last night in the closely watched mayor's race in New York City.
He literally has never had a job.
That's former Governor Andrew Cuomo swiping at the frontrunner, Democrat Socialist Zoran Mondani.
This is not a job for someone who has no management experience to run 300,000 people, no financial experience to...
Now Mondani went after Cuomo.
And if we have a health pandemic, then why would New Yorkers turn back to the governor who sent seniors to their death in nursing homes?
America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
It's day 17 of the government shutdown, with Republicans continuing to push a simple extension of funding. Democrats demand provisions to roll back looming cuts to Obamacare subsidies they say would raise health care costs for millions of Americans. Now, President Trump is vowing to make fertility treatments more affordable.
Drug maker EMD Serrano has reached a deal with the Trump administration to reduce the cost of its drugs used in IVF cycles, intended to cut cost of expensive treatments for parents.
We want to make it easier for all couples to have babies, raise children, and start the families they've always dreamed about.
The president also announced plans to expand private health insurance coverage of fertility drugs to encourage employers to offer treatment benefits. As a candidate, President Trump promised to increase access to IVF following feared restrictions of the treatment following the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, falling futures suggest stocks may drop again this morning. A guitar legend is being mourned, especially by Kiss fans.
Paul Ace Frehley died as a result of a recent fall at his home in New Jersey, his family says, 74 years old. He was an original member of Kiss, the band's lead guitar player. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley released a joint statement calling Frehley an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier. Peter Criss writes on his website, his legacy will live on in the music industry and in the hearts of the Kiss Army. Frehley was in the band from 1973 to 1982, quit, and came back from 1996 to 2002. He released several solo records as well, and with his band Frehley's Comet, he had one out just last year. Kiss is one of this year's Kennedy Center honorees. That ceremony is in December. Chris Foster, Fox News.
In the baseball playoffs, the LA Dodgers beat Milwaukee 3-1. Toronto topped Seattle 8-2. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
We have mostly clear skies, 35 degrees. Good morning, I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. Jurors get back to work today deliberating the fate of 3 former correction officers who are charged with murder. The jury met for several hours yesterday but did not reach a verdict. Ex-Marcy correctional officers David Kingsley, Matthew Gallagher, and Nicholas Keefer are accused of being involved in the brutal beating death of inmate Robert Brooks last December. They all rejected plea offers and face 25 years to life in prison if they are convicted. The United County Sheriff's Office investigating a tractor-trailer rollover accident that occurred on Route 365 in the city of Rome. Deputies say that the driver of that rig, 53-year-old Jeremy Gilbert of Utica, was traveling south on 365 when he lost control, exited the north shoulder of the roadway, crossed the median, and then overturned. He had to be taken to the hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Gilbert was issued a ticket for failure to maintain his lane. Another step forward as Micron gets closer to building a chip fabrication plant in central New York. The State Public Service Commission has approved a plan to run 2 miles of underground service line between a National Grid substation and the future site of the plant at the White Pine Commerce Park in Clay. An environmental management and construction plan has also been given the green light. The biggest gun show in New York State is at the New York State Fairgrounds this weekend. The Syracuse Gun Show runs from 9 to 5 on Saturday and 9 to 3 on Sunday at the State Fairgrounds Exhibition Center. The event is hosted by the New York State Sportsman Association. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:07. Here's a look at your forecast.
All right, chilly morning, but hey, it's that time of year. Going to certainly help with the fall color show changing on over, and eventually with sunshine around today, we get up to 58. Tonight, a few clouds. We're up a few degrees into the mid-upper 30s. North Country will be a little bit colder. Partial sun tomorrow, mid-60s. Chance of showers Sunday afternoon, milder, low 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidget, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Clear skies and 35 degrees at 8:07. All right, in sports, a thriller last night came down to the final seconds as the Bengals rallied to beat the Steelers 33-31 on Thursday Night Football. The two quarterbacks combined to throw 7 touchdown passes. Those two quarterbacks, of course, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers and 40-year-old Joe Flacco. The Bengals pick up the victory. Also coming up this weekend, the 2-4 Giants look to make it back-to-back wins as they visit the Broncos. The Jets will be home to the Carolina Panthers. The Buffalo Bills are on a bye this weekend. The Utica Comets play at the Adirondack Bank Center tonight, a 7 o'clock start as they host the Rochester Americans. Tomorrow night, the Utica University Pioneers men's team will host SUNY Morrisville in an exhibition game. And the baseball playoffs, the NLCS has the Dodgers ahead 3-0 after their 3-1 victory last night. The ALCS now tied at 2 games apiece. The Blue Jays pick up another victory. 8-2 was your final last night. Game 4 and Game 5 of those respective series are coming up later this evening. Syracuse football is at it tomorrow as well. I almost forgot. They'll take on Pittsburgh, 7:30 on the ACC network. I thought Smitty was going to jump in and correct me.
7:30 ACC, I believe. That's right. Yep, he's shaking his head.
And who are they playing?
Who are they playing, Davey? They're playing
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
That's right on the ball today.
Lance and Lee said, of course they're going to tell you. Of course they're going to tell you that you are underinsured. I've had Geico for 10 years. I have no problem. Okay. My problem with Geico was I could not reach them, and my rates kept going up. I was actually paying more money for Geico than I ended up paying through the Forgo agency. So, Lance, I actually saved money. And your house, so what we're talking about is if your house was destroyed, how much would it cost you to rebuild?
Right.
And I'm simply saying, I'm not saying you got to change insurance companies. I'm saying if you don't update that based on the costs today of materials and construction versus where we were 10 years ago, you will not be able to rebuild what you currently have.
Right. Especially if it's an older policy.
So if it's an older policy, so if you haven't checked on it, it would be worthwhile right now to check on your insurance. That's all I'm saying. That's what the Monjos said yesterday. And I think it all makes sense. That's what we did. It was beneficial for us to move away from Geico. I don't like lizards.
They scare you?
They scare me. Yeah. Maybe that's the reason. Quick break. We'll talk to Marianne, Assemblywoman Button, Sean, coming right up. And what's going on with this apartment complex proposed up there in Deerfield? There are some residents there that are up in arms about it. We'll speak with Marianne. Coming up next to WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
The Joseph Michael Chubbuck Foundation presents Montana Smith and the Curse of the Golden Crocodile, a live mystery dinner theater experience with the Acme Mystery Company. Montana Smith has snatched the golden crocodile of the Amazon, and it's about to be unveiled at the Municipal Museum of Natural History. But everyone's been acting rather strangely. Could it be the dreaded curse of the golden crocodile?
Join the adventure Friday, October 24th at Harts Hill Inn in Whitesboro, New York. Enjoy a cocktail hour from 6 to 7 p.m., followed by a buffet dinner. Solve the mystery and make a difference. It's all to benefit cancer patients in financial need. Reservations are required. Register online at thejmcf.org under events or call 315-339-5993. Brought to you by Association for Vascular Access, CNY, MVHS, Core Vault Solutions, and the Oneida Health Roswell Park Cancer Center. Join us Friday, October 24th at Harts Hill Inn in Whitesboro.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's 8:13 at WIBX, and in studio right now is Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshaw. Good morning, and I've got that mic up. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So let's see. Let's get to the bottom of what's going on in Deerfield. We can talk about some other things as well that are out there happening today. So, you were in support of this, and now you've learned more, and you've backed away. What's going on?
So, basically, when I was initially approached for the support, it was identified as workforce housing.
Okay.
And if you look at how the funding is set up in the state of New York, right? We provide for support for individuals to go to college. We provide support for apprenticeship programs.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hear from employers, and specifically where this would be located was SUNY Poly, that to attract individuals to be employed, it's great. They go through the interview process. They're interested in the position, and then they start looking for housing, and there's nothing that's affordable.
Yeah.
So
big problem right now.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Yesterday you had guests on that talked about this specifically.
Housing. Yep.
And it sounded wonderful. If we look to the west in Rome, the base housing, I mean, that housing is set up where you walk in, there's a common area. There's a bedroom and bath to the right in the same, so that it was for young individuals that are single, that are looking for places to live. So hearing workforce housing was a wonderful fit for that area, as well as different businesses that are within the proximity. As they progress through this process, and community members, residents have sent emails, called me, and asked specific questions. Well, tell me, how does this fit into workforce housing?
Right.
So then I have reached out to the state agencies, which is my job to be the conduit.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting clarity at this point. So until I have clarity, I have made it clear with Pathstone that I will rescind till I get the correct answers.
Do you think this is low-income housing?
Well, the way it is set up, and the criteria that has been sent to me, it looks like it could be. The other question I had with them is the master plan that has been established by the town of Deerfield talks about the need for senior housing. So then they started telling me seniors could live there.
Yeah.
So then I'm getting a little confused with how can seniors, if we're going to have an income base, and obviously they could have, an income base. That's not, but what is that clear income base? And last Friday I had a call with Pathstone, and I asked the question specifically, and it did not get those answers.
Okay.
So I kept asking them, and so I said, well, at this point, I'm going to rescind.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know it sounds very elitist and inhumane to say, well, if it's low income, maybe we don't want it. We as being the people who live there. The problem that you have is it on a convenient bus route? Because chances are, if it's low income, there are going to be people who don't drive. And do you have the transportation? Are these people going to be people who are working? And I think that some places just aren't right for that. Does that make any sense?
Well, I think that, again, where the needs are, the needs need to be met.
Right,
and as I stated initially, when it says we're talking about providing workforce housing, there is a need there. I mean, SUNY Poly, I worked at the college. Those positions are union-based. So it doesn't matter initially as an individual goes in, the union sets a criteria of what you can pay
Yeah.
a faculty member. And when it comes down to saying we could provide that housing. The other aspect of it is they said they were going to include daycare, which is a call comes 3 or 4 times a week to my office.
Right.
That I don't have that ability. So if I don't have daycare, I can't work. So it ties together. Is there...
That would be a positive. I mean, daycare would be a positive, right?
And it does fit well. There is multi-generational processes that have come forward that talk about seniors living where the daycare is. It works. It's well.
Yeah.
So if we are looking at the master plan, which I asked if the developer did, he responded. Not to my liking.
Yeah.
It's not an answer. So I'll continue. I do have a meeting with the commissioner at 10 o'clock this morning. So I'm going to ask these specific questions.
So what's the take from the town of Deerfield? How do they feel about this project? And it sounds like they initially supported it, but now have concerns?
I believe that the town was led initially, their leadership was led the same way, that it was looked at as a workforce project.
So there's, if you're in North Utica, I apologize. I was going to quickly look it up on my phone. I can't remember the name of the roads, but in North Utica where it splits and it starts heading up, it goes past the firehouse there and then up toward Deerfield. There's a housing development on the left that's been there for about 10 years. I don't know if it's the Colonial.
Deerfield Place? Are you talking going up the hill?
Going up the hill.
Yeah.
And I just remember initially, I thought that was supposed to be senior housing, but like I have a few friends of mine live over there, and they're just, they're in their 30s or their 40s.
Yeah, they're working and
So I just wonder, I guess, do these developers have an ability to say, here's what we're looking to do, and then just kind of change the plans?
Well, I think that...
And I don't mean to accuse the development that's there, but I was always under the impression it was senior housing, and I don't know that that's what it is today, 10 years later.
Well, that's a valid point. What could happen in the future? And those are the questions I'm getting. I mean, my job is to answer. A resident comes to me with a question, and I'm supposed to answer it and get it from the state. So was that initially? I'm not really sure, Jeff, because I know I have friends that live there.
This is a good example of the latest video that Katie Aiello put out.
Okay.
And in the I watched it last night.
Are you going to mute my microphone?
Huh?
Is that
right,
that's what she accuses
Is that
you
what
of?
she's?
Yeah.
Well,
mine.
Sometimes we have to do what we have to do. She basically said this is a community of do nothing. We're against everything, and I sometimes feel like that can be the case. Like the Stewarts,
you're right.
We're fighting over Stewarts, and sometimes these things can be kind of inspired by a business owner who wants to prevent competition from coming into the neighborhood.
Sure,
certainly possible. The Stewarts on Genesee Street. There were a lot of protests about that. The hospital downtown, protests about that. I understand that. But she includes things in there that do, like she included the asphalt plant. And that was going to be built over there by all the restaurants and right on the edge of the water, which was thought to be number one, going to be an odor problem for the business people over there and the restaurants over there, and a problem for potential pollution on the
health concern. Yeah.
So to me, this is where I think she's wrong, and I'm sorry, I know she's wrong, because the some things aren't perfect. I mean, the fact that you're now saying you're withdrawing your support until you find out more, does that make you bad? I think you're standing up for residents who have a legitimate concern. Mm-hmm. Now, if you put in an irresponsible, if you have an absentee landlord, or they just throw an apartment building in and just land people in there, it's not that you're against people who are low income or against minorities or anybody. However, when you don't set things up properly where it's going to be safe for everyone, you end up with some very difficult situations, like even the housing that's down there on Varick Street. The police are there all the time. and has the owners of that property. They've done a good job vetting who gets to live there, not just for the community, but for the people who live there. If you're a single mom and you've got 2 kids, you don't want to be in the middle of drug trafficking and living in a place like that. So you got to make sure that the people doing this are going to be responsible. She also mentioned the alleyway. Well, there's obvious reasons why people are criticizing the alleyway. Do we sometimes get involved in things that are ridiculous, going against stuff just to go against it? Probably. But just because you're going against something or pulling back your support like you just did, Marianne.
Or have questions in this
or
case.
Have questions about it. That is that's responsible constituency, responsible government. And she's using that as a way to attack everybody because she wants to once again be the victim. I'm not saying she specifically attacked you. She did me. I don't care. Doesn't bother me any. We've given her plenty of opportunities to come on the air and talk. She just sometimes won't stop, and sometimes you got to shut the mic off. Well, anyway, I have gone off on a completely different tangent, and I apologize.
That's okay.
But, this is what happens when Jeff...
Had a rough morning.
Jeff feeds me the little bit of the audio before the next break.
I saw she had a new video up. I saw you were featured in it, and I said during the break, do we have time for this today, or can we carve out some time on Monday to go over the video?
And I said, we don't have time for it today, and then what did I just do?
You're just going to drag it into the Button Sean segment. That's
sorry.
all.
But this is a good example of being responsible. You were for it because you were led to believe something, and now you're pulling back to say, wait a minute, what's going on here? Is this going to be responsible? And I'll ask you this. What do you say when someone says, oh, you don't want low-income people? How do you respond to that?
I mean, when we're talking about someone that just starts out within a new job, could they fall within the AMI of low income? Absolutely.
Right.
So it's just a reflection of how do we provide. So if the basis of individuals within this housing development are not considered as workforce as a priority,
right.
number one,
that's
in
a
the
problem.
Screening process,
then
what have we done?
Yeah.
I mean, the SUNY Poly president said, I need affordable workforce housing.
Right.
Businesses are telling me I need to be able to. I mean, you can throw all the money you want at education, apprenticeships, but if we don't have a place for people to live, what's the point?
Right. We can have all the job openings we want. If you don't have a place for the people who are working to live, that's one of the big problems we have here. So something does, obviously you're not against housing, but I think it's a good idea to say, blow the whistle, call a timeout, and let's make sure we're doing the right thing here.
And I think the leadership in Deerfield has been trying to listen to everyone and has been working very hard. I mean, I know that the town supervisor, Sacco, has been 100% taking everybody's information together. Their planning board has worked hard, and that's not my job my job is to get those state questions that people want answered.
All right. Davey, you gotta write on my screen. I gotta know what they're calling in about. Are they calling about this? Are they not? I have to know that when I see somebody on hold like that.
Just quickly, so what are the issues again specifically? Is it...
Number one, is it workforce housing is a priority. Number two, are they following the master plan and the master plan within the town of Deerfield? In fact, of December of 24, Supervisor Sacco asked that specific question also. Have you looked at it to be senior housing?
Keep talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're just pulling that down there. So, okay. So, and then just is it workforce priority or not? And then does it follow the master plan? Okay.
I mean, more importantly is, again, when residents ask questions of me, my job is to answer them. And I don't have those answers.
All right.
So hopefully today I will get those answers and look forward to providing them. I mean, the residents have come forward in emails and phone calls, and it's just concerns that they have.
Can I ask you, are we good on this topic? Definitely something that I'd love to get an update next week on.
Okay.
Or when you get your update to find out what's, because, I residents over there, businesses over there I think they have the right to be concerned, and they should be. I did want to ask you about the topic that's coming up at the end of the year, where all of a sudden contractors, if it's new construction, you're not going to be able to put in gas. I know we've been talking about this. No gas furnaces, gas stove for cooking, et cetera, et cetera. This is happening. You don't see any pause in this?
Well, one aspect of it is if the community has the capacity.
Oh,
and
okay.
That is very clear that the communities in our area, to have that capacity, it doesn't work. I mean, we
Right.
don't have it. I can use an example that.
So you say there's an out, there's an option, there's a way to opt out.
Absolutely.
Oh, we
so
did
our
not know that.
communities need to come together to determine. And when, again, we have those questions brought to my office. So as we reach out to National Grid to ask, is there the capacity? Because as you look within many communities, and maybe even where you live, there was a development, it was determined, and now to expand on it
It's all
isn't going to
natural
happen.
gas. So interestingly, we did have National Grid on yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? And he said that the answer to that is no. If you draw the line December 31st to January 1st, it goes into effect, and all of a sudden he said we would be overwhelmed. We could not handle that.
Right.
The system can't handle it.
Right.
Gradually, it is certainly possible, but if it's cut and dry, and all of a sudden one day you're getting all of these orders for a new draw on electricity on the grid, they can't handle it. So, is this something that the county executive's office could do to say, as a county, we have declared we have no areas right now that could handle this? We would opt out, or
it's the
each
local
individual
municipality, because
okay.
I think that, again, I don't want to tell people, but if the towns are saying, they've met and they don't have the capacity, so when someone would come forward,
okay,
so that's more town level and city level. But I'm
Okay.
sure if the county executive wanted to look at it, but I think that I'm not sure how the planning
And then
collaboration.
if
would-
they say it's not feasible,
Right.
does the state come back and say, all right, we're going to investigate, or they just take their word for it?
No, it's an actual blanket. In fact, we have seen that some towns have already done the work and have
Okay.
already come forward to say it's just not going to fit.
Okay.
I mean,
Interesting.
You just look at different areas, and again, it goes back to, I'm big into planning, and when you talk about a master plan of what anticipated within a town or a city in the future, I'm sure you've heard of projects that have been held up in our area because of the utilities. The
Right,
power just
right.
isn't there.
Yeah, and the other part is you're asking for an awful lot. And again, I don't know enough about this. I do know people who have like heat pumps in their home, or possibly these units that go in a certain room where a certain room doesn't get a lot of heat. They can put it in a unit, such as this is just air conditioning. But if you had to put those in every room in your house, that would be so much more expensive than just putting in and you already have the duct work done, or you're doing the duct work. I realize this is new construction, but I just feel like it could be so expensive here because of our climate.
Yes.
Imagine building an apartment complex. You'd have to put in something in every single, then multiple rooms in each apartment. Does
And
that
I
make
am
any
hearing
sense? Or am
from
I
my
off?
colleagues that statewide there are blackouts that are already occurring.
Okay.
So the potential just is not there.
Yeah. Imagine we don't. You think about the draw that we have in the summertime when it's really hot, and National Grid tries to get you to shut off your air conditioner. In some cases, you can opt into a program; it'll do it for you on your Wi-Fi enabled thermostat. That will do it for you. Imagine when it's sub-zero in the wintertime and we have a long stretch. Are we going to end up, once we're all electric, that same thing?
Your heat on past 68.
Yeah,
Can't put
that's
the
right.
air on below 68.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the New York State becomes the bad landlord. that's telling you can't have heat until November 15th. And I'm like, Jim, we have to turn the heat on. At the time, his name was Jim.
No.
Oh.
Landlord. It's cold out.
It's cold outside.
All right. Anything else you want to add? That's a very big element of this that I'm assuming municipalities know.
Yes.
It's just the general public.
As far as
doesn't
I'm,
know about.
and if that's probably a great point, I could remind them.
I think
to take
people,
a look at trying to understand it. When individuals have come forward, we have explained it to them.
Okay.
But I think that it was a goal, and when we talk about goals versus the reality that goal can come forward.
And then what about we're still looking at a 2030 for school buses to be all electric, and again,
running into the same situation.
Technology's not there yet.
No, the districts are right to say to us, you want us to do this, then you're going to support it, correct?
Yeah.
And it can't be done.
Yeah, where's the money coming from? Okay, Assemblywoman, thank you. A lot of stuff learned here today.
And did you say there are some projects locally that have been held up because of the grid not having capacity, or?
Well, I just know that they're slow in progress, and that is because as individuals are trying to determine what the load is going to be, and clearly is that capability there. So then there needs to be expansion, there needs to be further projects, so it does get stalled, and you do see that occurring.
All right. Okay, interesting. Thank you so much. Coming up, we'll speak with Sean Mills. He's a reporter with the Daily Sentinel and was at the trial, certainly in the closing arguments of the Marcy Correctional Officers who are on trial and actually have chosen to go on trial and potentially could spend life in prison because of it. We'll speak with Sean Mills coming up at WIBX.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're turning sweat into support with our Burpees for Boobies Challenge. Here's how it works. All month long, you pay $1 to nominate someone to do a burpee, and every dollar goes directly to breast cancer research. It's a fun way to get involved, call out your friends, and raise money for an incredible cause. And if you're new to Fit Body, don't forget, we're also offering 3 free sessions to help you get started. So stop in, join the fun, and let's make every burpee count together.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
All right, chilly morning, but hey, it's that time of year. Going to certainly help with the fall color show changing on over, and eventually with sunshine around today, we get up to 58. Tonight, a few clouds. We're up a few degrees into the mid-upper 30s. North Country will be a little bit colder. Partial sun tomorrow, mid-60s. Chance of showers Sunday afternoon, milder, low 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitch at WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
We called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
they came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
This Halloween season, beware scary high prices.
Head to Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer for spectacular savings. Looking for a reliable ride that won't drain your wallet? Their Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles are perfect for autumn adventures, from pumpkin patch visits to those ghostly late-night drives. Every Car Bravo vehicle comes with a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can lock into frightfully low rates starting at just 3.9% for 36 months on Chevy models like Blazer, Bolt, Equinox, Malibu, Trailblazer, and Trax. Plus, Steve Ponte Chevy is proud to offer a $250 incentive for all active, reserved, and retired military members. It's their way of saying thank you for your service. Hurry, these hauntingly good deals vanish after October 31st, so creep or crawl into Steve Ponte Chevy in Herkimer or online at stevepontechevy.com. Steve Ponte Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for complete details.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Little chilly start to the day. You know the good news, though? I try to keep the studio as cold as possible so that, Jeff, when you go out to your car, it'll feel warmer outside.
Oh, okay.
All right? It's all in the head. It's all right there in your brain.
Can I just make a quick correction? I asked the Assemblywoman about, I couldn't think of the name of the development. Steven on YouTube says, Jeff, you're talking about Deerfield Place, not seniors. Schuyler Commons is seniors. And I just looked it up, and he's correct. I was confused. They're like adjacent to each other, and I think I confused one with the other. Schuyler Commons is for seniors.
Couple comments. Lance, bearer of wonderful news today. I have to tell you, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Not really. I enjoy it. That's Lance. A new claim on a recently purchased insurance, which this was over the summer. You should expect a rate hike coming soon. Not sure about that necessarily, but I do know that in the insurance world, when you make a claim, trust me,
it usually goes up. Yeah.
I've been driving for a few years, Lance. Well aware of that. But there are sometimes you just have no choice but to say, I got to turn it in, right? Sometimes you can fix it on your own.
Right.
This is a lot
It
of damage.
looks like it.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. Half the housing on Trenton is seniors. This is Sue. All located together, and the rest is for any age. My surgeon lives there until he can find a place to live. Deerfield does not have a police force.
Correct. Yeah, and that's, I was conflating the two. So, and it also says, Steven says the new meters, talking about National Grid, are controlled by National Grid. He says they can shut you down. I don't know if that's true. Shut
but
me
they
down.
can, and let me just tell you, I don't have time to get into it, but today I am calling National Grid.
To complain?
I am complaining.
You're not going to call and praise them.
I'm asking them to come out and check the meter because something is wrong. There is no way our bill should be where it is right now.
Oh, I've heard a lot of people say this.
It is obscene. I have never, ever paid what I am being asked to pay right now for my National Grid bill, and it's just the two of us.
So
just the two of us.
You know they send you
and our National Grid bill is too high. Just the two of us.
They send you that letter essentially that ranks where you are compared to your neighbors. And I was in the green this month for the first time, I think, ever.
Do they send you that?
And I don't know what it means. I'm the most efficient on the block. I don't know.
They sent us that very same letter, except mine was an icon of someone laughing at me.
Yeah, and all in red. Way
All in
more
red.
consumption than your neighbors.
Stupid. Something's got to be wrong. I'm embarrassed to even tell you the number because something's got to be wrong. I hope Sean Mills is going to do a story on this in the Daily Sentinel. Sean Mills, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
My apologies for having to wait so long. It's
Not
been
a problem.
crazy morning. How much do you pay for heat and electric?
My bills haven't gone up as much as everyone else is complaining, but it's also possible they haven't come in and fixed that smart meter yet.
Okay.
I live in a unit, so it's not my meter.
No way. What do you think my bill? What do you think my bill was?
I think your bill was over $800.
Just over
$300.
No, $800.
Just over 800. Can you believe
That's
that?
insane, Bill.
Something's wrong with that.
Meanwhile, I paid $109 last month.
Okay, you were at We've never. Normally, my bill's like $350.
You got the pool, you got the hot tub. You got
Yeah, but it's normally $350. There's no way we go to $800.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It more than doubled.
More than doubled.
Oh my goodness!
Terrible. Okay,
I thought you were up there anyway.
Sean, we are just if you haven't noticed, we're very attention deficit here.
Yes.
Anything shiny that passes by us, we'll run right to it and chase it down the street. So you were in the courtroom for the closing arguments. I just want your take on this trial of these Marcy Correctional Officers. In a nutshell, your thoughts.
I've been in the courtroom every day of this trial, and my thoughts are that these men thought they were doing their jobs, believed they were just doing their jobs, and that someone else was the really one responsible. So they are hoping beyond hope that they're minor, or perhaps not as minor as they hope. Part of this, the jury might see that, but none of them took the stand in their own defense to explain that to the jury. So
yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Against these, it didn't necessarily surprise me. It doesn't happen as often as you think when you're watching movies, but considering the public outcry against this, considering the body camera footage that's been at the heart of this thing, and considering what I know about juries and my experience, and considering what they're facing if they're found guilty,
I'd testify.
What do they have to lose?
Yeah. What do you have to lose?
Exactly.
Let me ask you. It's a female-dominated jury, right?
Yes, 8 women and 4 men.
Yeah. I see that as, I don't want to kind of. Well, I just think that women can be more sensitive to a victim. Because a lot of video was shown during this whole thing, and the video just doesn't look good. And I did see at the end, I was watching the closing arguments where they were trying to explain that they were, as you said, they were doing their job. They may have walked in and been a small part of the video. It looks like they're doing something after seeing maybe the beating or the kicking or whatever occurred, but they're just doing their job. Their job is, I have to put shackles on. I've been told we have an inmate that is out of control. I have to put shackles on, or whatever. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that sounds exactly what it sounds like. These guys, none of the guys on trial are supervising officers. There were 2 or 3 sergeants in this room or around the area, and the defense really is that they were largely doing what they were told, largely just reacting based on their training, or that they didn't get proper training for how to handle such an extreme situation, and really they just kind of hope, their small roles, the jury sees that.
So in the videos that were shown in the court and to the jury, are any of the 3 who are on trial right now seen striking, kicking, hitting the individual, Mr. Brooks, who passed away?
No, those extreme actions, which you can see on the video, those guys have already pleaded guilty. The videos do show each of these 3 guys. One of them is shown roughly manhandling him around the neck. That's pretty explicit. And then the other 2 guys don't do anything as egregious as...
Was there a pepper spray? Was there a pepper spray incident?
Yeah, there were 3 incidents, and the second one involved pepper spray with one of these defendants. but that wasn't captured on video.
Here's the other thing I thought was interesting, and I felt that it fell flat, is the attorney explaining that in New York State, there is no law that says if you see something, you have to try to stop it or you have to report it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is the argument. There is that is just a rule in the Department of Corrections, manual for corrections officers, the duty to intervene, and that's not a New York State law. So
yeah,
they're told to intervene for their job, but you don't get charged for not doing.
If I'm a person on the jury and I've seen the videos and I know obviously the outcome of what happened here, I kind of feel like that is, I guess as an attorney you have to bring that up because it's a fact. But at the end of the day, I don't know that sways a jury away from, oh well, you weren't obligated, so I guess everything's okay. And I do know they're supposed to look at it by the letter of the law, but we all know juries don't necessarily always do that.
Correct. Juries, in my opinion, in my experience, juries kind of convict and not convict based on vibes.
Vibes, yeah, emotion, vibes,
yeah.
And your opinion, Sean. How long does and how does this work? Does the jury come back when all three they have reached a verdict on all three? Could they come back on one and not the other two?
So I don't particularly know. It's very rare that you actually have multiple defendant trials here, at least in Oneida County. I believe they probably will come back with verdicts on all three.
Okay.
But they'll tell the judge, hey, we have two but are hung on the third or what. And whether or not the judge lets them reveal their verdict on the two and then not the third if they're hung, that's yet to be seen. I don't know how that works, but they'll communicate with the judge what they have.
Yeah. Wow. Just a very important trial for us as a community and as a region. And we appreciate your insight. If you were a juror, maybe you can't answer this question, but if you were a juror, how would you what would you conclude?
No, thank you. I don't like to speculate.
Okay, fair enough.
Publicly, I got to maintain some level of professionalism.
Fair enough, Sean. But you can't blame me for asking. I mean,
Oh yeah, by all means.
I gotta ask. All right, we really appreciate you coming on, Sean.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.
You can read his account of all of what went on. He was there from the very beginning in the Daily Sentinel, and you can certainly see that online. Sean Mills, thank you. Let's do it again.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Very good. Thank you. All right, we'll break, and I want to bring in Attorney Gerard Snyder. He is running for one of 4 open spots for Supreme Court in the 5th Judicial District. We'll have about 8 minutes to chat with him, and, of course, Election Day, November 5. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, the area's leading store when it comes to flooring. Why would you go to a place that doesn't deal only in flooring? Their buying power is incredible. Their selection and inventory is larger than anything you're going to find anywhere else. They offer 6 months interest-free financing, and they have a price guarantee. You can bring in a price from somewhere else to meet or beat anybody's prices. That's how confident they are at Insera's that they have an awesome product, and their service and installation is incredible. Why would you shop anywhere else? See why more people buy from the big store, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy. It's Insera's Flooring Outlet online, inserasflooringoutlet.com. Talk about the Good Feet store. You have pain? There's a way to possibly make that go away, and it could very well be by changing the way you walk. A 3-step system, including strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. 3 categories of arch supports with varying levels of strength and support that work together to improve your pain level. Reach out today to the Good Feet store. It could be a life changer for you. 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. For directions, call 315-999-3910. And let me also remind you that the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is expecting to accept new patients again before the end of the year or at the end of the year. They're in the process of bringing in a new provider. They had a deluge of new patients come in, and Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski, others all under one roof, adding another physician. And this area, this osteopathic clinic, the premier osteopathic clinic in the area, will be accepting new patients once again. I'm a patient there, and it could be advantageous for you as well. And they expect to open up by the end of the year. It's the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. You're an adult, right? But you should know, gold has increased over 80% in the past 2 years. Yeah, 80%. So if you think stuffing money under your mattress or riding the roller coaster of Wall Street is your retirement plan, well, I wouldn't want to be banking on that strategy. It's time to diversify your savings and retirement assets into physical metals like gold and silver. That's where Advantage Gold comes in. When you call 800-741-GOLD, we'll send you a free gold kit that explains how rolling over your IRA or 401k into gold could not only supercharge your retirement, but maybe even help preserve your sanity. And let's be real, when's the last time you ever heard someone say, "Hey, sell all your gold"? Exactly. Never. The number's simple, 800-741-4653. And if you can spell, even better, that's 800-741-GOLD. Always consult with your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, busy morning. This is Ben, 8:54. In studio right now is attorney Gerard J. Snyder. He's running for one of 4 spots that are open in the 5th Judicial District. There will be a confusion because, am I correct in saying there are 2 Snyders on the ballot? That is true, right?
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are the male Snyder.
That is correct.
Yes. Good morning. Tell us a little bit about you. You're from the area of Van Hornsville.
Yes, I reside in the hamlet of Van Hornsville. I work in the village of Dalzell, but I've been in the Mohawk Valley now for over 40 years. So, and as you mentioned, my niece, Elizabeth Snyder Fortino.
Oh, okay, so related.
Yes.
Okay.
And my niece is sort of responsible for me getting into this spot. So,
all right.
She asked me to run. We're not competing technically against each other, but right.
Yeah, there are 4 spots that are open, right?
And 8
Correct.
candidates, I believe.
That's right. 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans.
We would love to see the more that are from around here. I think that is beneficial for us, but ultimately it's about each individual candidate. Why should people vote for you?
Well, I have over 40 years of experience in private practice. Okay, so we basically are experiencing day-to-day issues which are civil in general. I do some criminal, but mostly civil. Those types of cases are ones that can generate to the Supreme Court as well. So that experience, I believe, qualifies me for the position. So I'm late in the game. This is a transition from private practice into the arena of public service.
Yeah.
So, but I am up for that challenge, and I would like to offer my expertise to that role.
And what do you think when it comes to expertise, what should stand out to the voter?
Well, once again, I've always tried to treat each client with empathy, bring to bear my hopeful integrity.
Very few people come into a courtroom without tension and stress and
correct. So you try to put people at ease.
Yeah.
And I deal with obviously clients who have problems.
Right.
Some are affecting their health and family relations. So hopefully we're in a position to bring some settlement and commonality to the issues that are facing them and their families so that consensus can be reached. Obviously, every case can't come
Right,
before the
right.
Supreme Court, be tried. They have to be settled.
Have you ever thought about taking this concept to Washington and just shaking up both sides and each side's going to have to give a little bit and we can come to some sort of an agreement? No.
Not going to happen.
I wish that were the case.
Yeah.
I appreciate going back to the days of George Washington. There was some concern about the two-party system and how people get deadlocked into those roles instead of looking at the individual and the qualifications of the person rather than the party label.
We probably have reached a peak point there. I know there have been other times during our history, but certainly in modern times, we're at that point right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I would hope to keep certainly politics out of the courtroom. That
Yeah.
should not be a place for that.
And of course, with this, judges most often candidates do not really tout their party affiliation, as the politics are to be kept out of judgeship. So.
Correct.
Manasseh.
Is there anything about your experience in particular that you think makes you a better candidate than the others in the race?
Well, there are two incumbents that are both Republican, so they have the experience in the courtroom. So my experience is outside the courtroom. I'm a newcomer to the political arena, so perhaps a breath of fresh air might be a positive for that role. And all I can tell you is that I've always faced each day with hopeful help to our clients and to hopefully bring consensus to whatever the issues that they bring before me as an individual attorney, but also obviously with attorneys and litigants in the courtroom. So
we've only got a few seconds left.
Sure.
What's your area of expertise? The
Well,
type of cases?
it's a general practice firm. I worked for attorney Charles Sullivan. Okay, and the initial beginning of my practice was more involved with all kinds of areas of practice.
I do have to cut you because they're going to cut us out of time. Attorney Gerard J. Snyder, Election Day is November 5th. Thank you so much.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He's turning himself in. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. John Bolton is at a Maryland courthouse for a hearing the day after the former Trump advisor turned Trump critic was indicted.
I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy, yeah.
Now, President Trump also says he's not following the case, though Bolton in a statement calls it Trump intimidation and an abuse of power. He's facing 18 criminal charges.
Transmitting national defense information and unlawful retention of classified material. The charges allege years of mishandling top secret records by Bolton and sharing more than 1,000 pages of sensitive material with relatives not authorized to view them. An attorney for Bolton says the case was investigated and resolved years ago, saying the charges stem from personal diaries shared with his immediate family.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Later today, President Trump will have another meeting with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky the day after another Trump-Putin call with Russia's leader, and they're planning another summit in the coming weeks.
Ukraine has really gained a lot of momentum in recent weeks. U.S. intelligence sharing has allowed Ukraine to take some significant action against Russian energy sites. And now Ukraine wants the U.S. to approve these Tomahawk missiles to take out weapons depots deep inside of Russia.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. The president has just told Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo he also plans a meeting in the coming weeks with China's leader, after he says China's actions forced him to threaten to raise tariffs on Chinese imports to 100%.
It's not sustainable, but that's what the number is.
Now, the president who brokered the ceasefire deal in Gaza is also warning Hamas Israel may resume the war if they don't hand over the last 19 dead hostages. Hamas says it needs help. Ruby Hen, whose son is among the 19, tells Fox
they needed to provide all the 48 hostages, and those that they cannot, they would provide intelligence saying where they are. I do not think that happened.
America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Here's the latest news from WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM. I'm Rachel Davis. Nearly 24 states, including New York, are suing the Trump administration over its decision to end a $7 billion federal program that funded solar energy projects in low-income communities. The lawsuits announced Thursday challenged the EPA's abrupt cancellation of its Solar for All program, which had awarded grants to states to expand renewable energy access. The EPA, now led by Administrator Lee Zeldin, halted the initiative in August, calling it wasteful. New York joins 21 other states and Washington, D.C. in the legal effort to reinstate the program, arguing that ending it will harm disadvantaged communities and stall clean energy progress. Earlier this month, a group of nonprofits and solar installers filed a similar lawsuit. The Court of Appeals has upheld New York's even-year election law. Last year, Oneida County joined several other counties in filing a lawsuit against the governor and New York State to stop the state from moving some local elections to even years. In May, the appellate court reversed a lower court ruling that said a state law combining local and federal elections in even years violates New York's constitution. The governor, calling it a victory for democracy and New Yorkers, said aligning local elections with state and federal elections makes it easier for New Yorkers to participate in government. The counties that appealed say the lower races on the ballot would get overshadowed by federal races. This decision will not impact next month's general election. Residents of Ilion should prepare for hydrant flushing starting Sunday night, which may cause discolored water. According to the Village of Ilion Water Department, flushing will occur from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. in designated areas over 3 nights. Residents are advised to check water clarity before doing laundry or avoid using hot water if cold water appears discolored. Officials recommend storing some drinking water ahead of time, though they note there's no boil water advisory and normal water pressure will remain in place. The flushing is part of the village's regular maintenance to improve overall water quality. For questions, residents can contact the Village of Ilion Water Department directly. New York landlords will no longer be allowed to use algorithm-based software to raise rents under new legislation signed Thursday by Governor Kathy Hochul. The law updates the state's antitrust rules to ban the use of price-fixing algorithms. Supporters say the move will help protect tenants from inflated rents driven by artificial intelligence. New York joins a growing list of states and cities, including California, Philadelphia, and Jersey City, that have enacted similar bans on AI-driven rent pricing. I'm Rachel Davis for WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years in Utica, Rome, and the Mohawk Valley.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
From high atop Fox News headquarters in New York City, always seeking solutions, never sowing division. It's Brian Kilmeade.
Hi, everyone. So glad you're here. It's the Brian Kilmeade Show coming your way. Don't forget, we got the Patriot Awards coming up November 6th. Tickets are going quick. You don't want to miss out. There are surprises I cannot tell you, but I'm getting word about them. You don't want to miss it. Tillis Center is the place, foxnation.com/Patriot Awards, or you can go to Ticketmaster, wherever. We'll be there, too. Also, the Fox and Friends crew will be there. Special times to go watch the show, The Five. And we'll tell you, there's a lot of other exciting things happening. Coming up this hour, Doran Spielman will be with us, the IDF spokesperson, former VP of City of David, and author of When the Stones Speak. So before we get to, let's get to the big three.
Number 3.
We have a commitment from them, and I assume they're going to honor that